All right, what we got going on here is we got an oil pump. This is one of my classic oil pumps, or a classic oil pump. I used to use this to transfer vegetable oil that I would get from restaurants that I would then run my cars on. So my cars smelled like French fries and all of that, and you probably are aware of that. And I haven't used this pump in about 10 years. This is the actual oil pump out of a small block Chevy 350 5.7. So that's kind of cool. It's also frozen up at the moment. Here's the shaft, and it should turn fairly easily, and it's not. So we're going to change that by heat is your friend. So we'll give it a minute. I haven't put any heat on this at all. I'm just thinking I get this thing warm, it's going to help it spin, and it will. And it's a fair bit of mass here, though. You know, it's going to take a minute or two to kind of distribute the heat throughout the whole piece. We're going to get everything warm somewhat uniformly. See if I can turn this up a little bit, I guess. There we go. Now we're cranking some BTU. I got a kind of a rag here so my hand doesn't get too hot. I don't feel anything at the moment. All right, I wonder if that's about 1 minute of heat. Let me turn this down a little bit, but keep it going so I don't have to relight. Let's just see if it wants to turn now. And it does not. It's pretty frozen. I can go sideways and really get the torque. I just don't want to bust it, so I could probably make it turn, or I could break it. Just go back to more heat. So apparently 1 minute of heat wasn't even close, or however long that was. I'm guessing about a minute. Let's go another. Crank the heat up. I got it up pretty high now. About as good as we're going to get. This is just propane, like you'd get off the shelf at your hardware store or Walmart. This is a simple little torch on here, a little $10 torch. You can get it Harbor Freight. Looks like I got a bunch of lint hanging off of my wire here. Woo! Burnt up the lint. Lint's gone. So the gears are in here. I guess this is where I really should be heating up more in here. It's inside here where there's a bunch of gooped up vegetable oil, and it's been not moved in at least 5 years, probably about 8 years at this point since I used to get vegetable oil from restaurants. This one's Sports Bar. I get about 10 gallons a week, maybe a bit more, but about that. I'd have to filter it because it's nasty. It's coming out of a French fry fryer, right? It's been frying French fries for a week. So they give that to me, and then I take it in 5-gallon buckets, filter it through a series of filters, let gravity spend 24 hours shoving it through 6 filters, ultimately getting it down to like 1 micron, 5 microns, pretty darn clean. And then pumping that into my truck, 5.9 Cummins diesel, or I also had a Mercedes wagon diesel, 300 TD. And what was it, an 83 turbo diesel. Good car. Thing was built like a tank. The whole car. As opposed to the Cummins, where the Cummins is a great motor, but Dodge, you can tell where the Dodge starts. Stuff starts to break. If something broke on a Dodge Cummins, it ain't the Cummins. Usually. Can be, but usually not. All right, so what, we're at like 4 minutes now. I'm tired of hearing me talk. I don't know about you. My hands started to get a little warmer. I can tell that we got a little heat going on here. Kind of wish I had a vise. I'm doing this on my boat. Good little workout for my right arm. Thing's about, I don't know what this thing weighs, about 5 pounds maybe. All right, let's go back out on the shaft here. I was kind of working the body here for the most part. Pretty colors. Pretty colors. All right, let's turn this down a little bit. And not off. There you go, come on. There you go. Try that. All right, if you're religious, this is the time you pray. I'm not, so I'm going to need your help. Come on. There we go. She turned. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're back in business. Needs a good turning, though. We need to put it on the drill. All right. Yeah, we're rotating. Feels like there's pretty caustic. Not caustic, but almost feels like dirt in the gears. I have to do a little spinning. Let's do a little bit more heat. A little bit more spinning. Just warm it up a smidge more. And that was good. So that's what he can do. This is the actual oil pump out of a small block Chevy. If you have a 5.7 liter V8 gasoline engine made by General Motors, this is part of what you owned. This is what pumps your oil around. This is the oil pump. It has one purpose: to pump oil throughout the rest of the motor. And so this was actually given to me by a legendary mechanic, and Nick Howe. There's a memorial bench in Morro Bay dedicated to him, and it should be. It was made out of bronze, made out of a bunch of bronze that all the commercial and sport fishermen donated. If they had bronze, I threw a little in the pile. I'm going to turn this off now. And they melted down all this community bronze and built this bench out of bronze. That's a replica of the front seat of his 71 Bronco. How cool is that? It's not cool that he's gone, though, but he was a great guy. Anyway, he gave me this. He built this for me. This is a Nick House special. He's like, dude, here's what you want. This is an oil pump out of a 5.7. He probably said small block. But, you can say it a few different ways. 350, 5.7, and small block kind of all mean the same thing. Well, 5.7 and 350 do. And people also refer to that as a small block. So, all right, fix my pump. What's the time? 8 minutes. That's way too long. Anyway, good example of what he can do. Also loosened the fitting, just fell on the floor. Didn't go really big kabang because I just happened to have a pad on the floor. It hit the pad and then it bounced onto the teak. So there you go. Another dent on the teak. All right. Hope you had a hot time here with the heat. Take care.